Welcome back, Trans Theorists, to another episode of Fixing Transformers. And in today's, we're going to be taking a look at how Optimus Prime got his beloved shield in Transformers Age of Extinction. Now, for most people who watch the film, they believe that Prime had his shield the whole time, but he actually got it later on in the film with no explanation whatsoever. But today I'm here to clear up all that confusion about his shield, and put a solid timeline of events in place on how he got it. So without further ado, let's jump right in. So to start off, we first have to find out the last scene that Prime did not have a shield in, and that would be the scene where he's going to get reinforcements. As we can see, no shield. This can be proven by the fact that they would not see it when the Autobots reunited or the KSI break-in, which oddly enough is the last scene we'd ever see his heavy assault rifle in. And to seal the deal, we also did not see it when he was fighting Galvatron or when he was captured on a Knights Temenos. So with this evidence in mind, we can take a look at the reinforcement scene once again. Optimus goes to the Knights Temenos transport, which is one of 5 trophy containment holds of the Knight ship, to find reinforcements. And while doing this, he finds a Sword of Judgment, and part shifts his arms, upgrading them to be able to get the sword out. And due to this part shifting, it gave Optimus in the last night to have this mini dagger that comes out of his arm, along with a mini shotgun. But back to Prime, after he got the sword, he went to Grimlock's cell and he released him, along with all the other Dinobots, though we never saw it on screen. But we can confirm this happened off screen because we saw all the other Dinobots in the next scene after. But there's one thing that's off with the scene, and that's Optimus Prime having a shield on his back. But how did it get there? Well, remember when I said Optimus freed the Dinobots off screen? Well, I can conclude that during this time, Prime must have stumbled upon a weapons locker within the Knights Temenos transport, due to the fact that it's basically one of 5 trophy containment holds of the Knights Temenos. And just like that, that's how Optimus Prime got a shield in Transformers Age of Extinction. But wait, there's still one issue that we have with this whole theory, and it's the shield itself. On the shield, we can see flame decals on it, which would mean that Optimus Prime would have had the shield the whole time as an upgrade when he scanned his new Western Star truck mode. But you see, this all doesn't add up, because if he had a shield, why would he not use it in the fight against Galvatron? It would have given him a huge advantage and probably would have changed the outcome of that battle, for him not to get captured with Tessa. So if he did not have the shield once he scanned his new truck mode, then how to get the flame emblems on it? Well, the answer to this is a bit complex, so bear with me. As we saw when Prime got captured, he was put into a containment cell by Lockdown. In his containment cell, I believe it would disarm Optimus from all of his weapons, so he wouldn't be able to escape. This can be proven by the fact that Optimus' heavy assault rifle was never seen again, along with his Energon swords. But if you recall, he did have one of them destroyed by Galvatron, but because Optimus always has 2 on him at all times, I believe that he still had one inside of his left arm. And the reason why he did not use it in the fight against Galvatron was because of 2 reasons. 1, it probably would get destroyed if Galvatron put it into his chest hole incinerator, like he did with the first sword. And 2, by that point in the fight, it was more or less a wrestling match.
Look at Randy Orton slithering. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out! No, sure.
This can also be proven by the fact that Scorn and Strafe have no weapons. But this later gets contradicted by Grimlock and Slug, since they still have theirs. Slug with his dagger and Grimlock with his mighty staff. But I'll get to how those guys got theirs back in a minute. But the last thing that goes against this theory is Prime's mini shotgun and mini dagger. Now, since we do not know all the properties of these containment cells, this next part is going to be more or less speculation. I believe that these cells, when activated, remove a Transformer's weapons, and later destroys them. It targets the Transformer's brain chip to see what weapons they know about, and where they're located. And since Prime did not know about his mini dagger and mini shotgun until he was Nemesis Prime in Transformers The Last Night, I can conclude that the cell did not take those weapons out since there's no data about them in Prime's brain chip. But now let's move on to our next issue about this. Why does Grimlock and Slug still have their weapons, while the others don't? Well, remember when I said that Prime stumbled upon a weapons locker? Well, I believe that Grimlock picked up a mighty staff, probably similar to what he had before, and Slug took a dagger as a defense weapon. But now you may be wondering, why didn't Scorn and Strafe take a weapon? Well, I believe that since Scorn already had his tail as a defense weapon, he didn't need one. And as for Strafe, since he already had the ability of flight, there was no need for him to have any weapons, since he could escape danger very easily. But now let's go back to our original question on how the shield got flame decals on it. The way I believe it got the decals on it is because it became part of Prime's truck mode. Let me explain. As I said earlier, Prime's gun and sword were taken from him, with each part forming some part of the truck, most notably the gun, since it already had flame decals on it. But now with the space lost, it had to be refilled, which is why when Optimus transformed to get to the exit faster, which can be proven by the fact that Optimus is in front of all the other Dinobots in this scene, the shield became part of the truck, giving it flame decals, along with the Sword of Judgment. As we saw when Prime gets the Sword of Judgment, there is no blue parts on it, just red and silver. But when we see him during his speech, a bit of blue is shown on the sword. And just like that, that's how Optimus Prime got a shield in Transformers Age of Extinction. If you enjoyed this theory into Fixing Transformers collection, please give a like rating because it helped this channel a lot. As always, has been Trans Theories, also known as Jason, reminding you guys to never stop theorizing.
Well, your car was still in the grill of the